right? Okay, so if you want to refer to the module, it's going to be on page 162, but that page 162 is basically focused on argumentative essay. But for today, we are going to look at argumentative as a whole, not exactly writing yet, but it is very much related, but I want you to understand the concept first. Right, so for today's activity, what we're going to do is, I will give you a few statements. Okay. I will give you a few statements. If you agree with my statement, I want you to raise your hand. You need to start trying to raise your hand using your laptop or device to see whether it's working. Okay. Right, a few people. Working. Okay, I think most of yours are working. Right. So when I give you a statement, I want you to raise your hand if you agree with the statement. Okay, only if you agree. If you decide to disagree with it, do not raise the hand. Okay. And I will want you to justify your answer afterwards. So the first statement would be, not this paper. Okay. Homework should be banned in school. I repeat, homework should be banned in school. If you agree, please raise your hand. Oh, I take it as everybody disagree. All right. Any volunteer to justify your answer? Give me a reason. Right, I'll call names. Let's start with Mahathir Hadi. Is Mahathir Hadi here? While calling your name, I will also take attendance, okay? All right, supposing he's not here. What about Nurul Fasiha?
Yeah.
Okay, Fasiha, you decide to disagree, right? You think homework should not be banned. Can you please tell me why?
In my opinion, homework helps students to improve their knowledge and make them more understand about the topic that they're just learning.
Right. So that is one reason. Very good. Anyone else would like to give me your reason?
Doing homeworks can develop your skills in that's the homework that you're doing in the subject, I guess.
You guess? Okay. So I take it as nobody will disagree if I decide to give you all homework, right?
Yeah, I disagree.
All right. So that is the first statement. All right. Good, everyone. Now moving on to the second statement. School uniforms is no longer relevant. I repeat, school uniform is no longer relevant. Agree, please raise your hand. In other words, you all are allowed to wear freely to schools. Oh, please do not be scared of your own opinion. If you feel that it is that way, then just raise your hand. So Ahmad Fahim is the only person. The rest of you all disagree. Fahim, can you please justify your answer? Oh, we have Venkat. Okay, let's start with Fahim first.
I think school uniforms are not relevant anymore because there's no point in wearing the same uniform over and over again. I feel like the students should be allowed to wear what they're comfortable with.
So your point is students should be allowed to wear whatever they are comfortable with. Okay.
Yep.
Any other points? Crazy, you raised your hand just now, right?
I think I raised for wearing uniforms in school instead.
I'm sorry, no. It's no longer relevant. Okay, so Fahim, yours was?
I think that um, by banning school uniforms, I think that students can express themselves much better. They have more freedom to wear whatever they want. And also, I agree with Venkat's and Jeff answer. Okay, that's my answer. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
So to sum it up, both of you are saying that students should be more expressive. They should be wearing things they are comfortable with. However, a majority of you disagree with this statement. Why? Can anyone please give me a reason? Oh my god, camera please, everyone.
I think a lot of people waste their time in choosing their outfits or their clothes, especially if they care about fashion. I myself, I don't really like to spend time on thinking about clothes, so I just wear anything. And if you want to express
Okay,
yourself,
wasting time.
if you want to express yourself, that means you can like dyeing your hair is also expressing yourself. So I
But
think
that's against the rules, right?
that's against the rules, but it's the same thing, right? It's you're expressing yourself. You can wear like piercings and tattoos. Who knows? There's not much restriction in it.
I see. What about the rest of you? Any other person would like to give me your opinion?
I feel like school uniforms will make students equal. So like their peers won't judge what they wear.
Venkat,
like-
what do you have to say about that? Sharifa Elfira here says that school uniform makes people equal.
It makes people
Anything to-
equal, but it's just the uniform.
Don't you think so? Don't you think uniform makes people equal?
I don't think so.
Sharifa, can you please elaborate further on your point?
Well, I believe like some students from the less fortunate backgrounds, they clearly how do I say this? They don't really have the money to buy fashionable brands. So they might be bullied by their peers, like, hey, why aren't you wearing like us? Why aren't you wearing brandy clothes? Like, yeah.
Okay, I can see your point. Anyone else would like to, elaborate on that part?
I think I would like to reinforce a point. Because like you can see that even in our country we have like uniforms. People still care about like their phone brand. Like imagine someone has like a Nokia, right? Like people are gonna bully that person, right? So basically what I meant is if someone has an iPhone, most likely like if they have like peer pressure, they're most likely gonna bully the guy with the Nokia. So yeah. The same thing goes for clothes. If you're wearing like Gucci, like really expensive brands versus some guy buying like not Walmart, like white t-shirt, he's gonna stand out and like people are gonna bully him for his clothes because he don't spend money, like they don't spend money on clothes
However,
and fashion.
I have one point to ask the disagree team. A student from a different group actually told me that it is good to teach students at a younger age how to dress appropriately according to dress code. So normally in school, the setting would be formal, right? So they want to teach students starting from school how to dress formally. What do you have to say regarding that part? Anyone?
I think school uniform does the same.
But uniform you cannot change. But uniform is not dress code. No idea. Let me call upon Danish Farhan.
Yes, miss.
Any idea on the topic?
Um, nope.
Oh my goodness, you're not even participating. Okay. All right. So basically, I don't know. This everybody opinion is valid. Okay, because opinion is never wrong. However, differing opinions can lead to greater discussion. So for second question, I think most of you have had your own opinion, which are it's okay to let students to be more expressive in clothes and let them be a little bit more comfortable when going to school. However, it is also true that uniforms help people to be more equal. Sometimes, actually, I suppose that is a bit true. Yeah, because you can easily see whether the clothing is of a higher, from a higher level place or not, depending on the quality of the clothes itself. So again, no definite answer for the question. All right, moving on to the third statement. This can be a little bit difficult to ask, but I still need to know your answer. Sex education should be taught in school. Agree or disagree? Agree, please raise your hand. I repeat, sex education should be taught in school. Okay, we have a few who agree. Right, quite a number. 798. Okay. All right, is that all? Okay. Those who disagree, Ernie Nadia, can you please give me a reason why? Ernie Nadia, are you present? Ernie?
Yes, madam.
Yes, you disagree with the statement?
Yes,
Why?
because the parents also can teach their children at the start education.
Parents can also teach their children, okay?
Uh,
Thank you. What about Clarissa? Clarissa John? Clarissa, you're on? Okay. What about Aiman Danish?
Yes, miss. Yes, madam.
You disagree. Why?
Because it's kind of inappropriate to talk about sex in front of children. Like, you can experience yourself. Like, watch internet. Why should the teachers like explain sex in front of the students? You know?
I think it's sex education. Sorry, it's not like actual porn.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? The same thing. Like,
One sheds light on the topic. Another one is just like checking of material, I guess.
Okay, please discuss among each other. I will be just here, and I want to look to listen to your opinion. Okay, so discuss politely, please. Yes. Aiman here mentioned that they can find out from the internet. Wouldn't that be dangerous? I don't know. Any other opinion?
no, sorry.
Okay. Those who actually disagree, can you all help Aiman out? Why else would you say No. Mm, yes.
During high school, I got a lecture about sex education, and I don't think that many students really changed from that lecture at all. Not many has changed.
Change
Not
in
the
terms of
system and effect.
what actually? Change in terms of?
Um, you know how high school kids are really vulgar and they often like to watch those vulgar videos. And
Mm-hmm.
after that lecture, I don't see any changes among them. I don't
I
see any
see.
changes in me as well. So I don't think that the sex education is really that effective.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Fahim. Now, those who agree, can you please rebut the claim that your friends have made? Razri.
I think now I
Ah,
disagree.
yes, yes. And now you disagree?
Yeah. Because
What?
it's pretty pointless. I think it's more like you learn it from your self awareness. You actually learn it yourself. You
So
don't learn it.
basically,
I actually remember having a lecture as well, and then all the people are just making fun of like porn and stuff.
uh, you got influenced by Fahim's answer then.
Yeah. It's very convincing.
All right. Those who disagree, what do you have to say, Kritisha? Kritisha?
Uh, yes, miss. Actually, I agree with your statement. The reason is because mostly nowadays the teenagers aren't getting abused with this kind of sex education. So they have to know what is sex education because they are getting abused. And nowadays parents don't even teach what is that education, and they think that they aren't matured enough to know what is sex education. So the schools, the teachers must give a thought about them just a little bit about what is it. That's all from me.
All right. Anyone else would like to say anything? Or everything has been said already?
I'm kind of neutral about this topic because, like, sure, sex education is important, but at the end of the day, it all depends on the student's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not accepting of the topic, then there's really no point.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Sharifa.
What about Winsome?
I agree that sex ed should be taught in school, but of course, it's not all about uh, that we learn in school, right? It's also like what parents do to help their children. Like it's not that they're letting their children like watch the actual porn, but then they can help like also like uh yeah, educate their children like but how say macam wait, like not to do this and not to do that. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so based on what I have heard, I think everybody has the idea that it's everything about that activity, but they should be teaching us about body parts, about disease. How would you know about the disease if it doesn't come from someone who actually has the knowledge of it? I don't think you would suddenly, okay, let's Google something about the disease. It wouldn't come naturally like that. So somebody should have told you earlier about your own, body. And of course, I think even the men, they don't even know that girls have a different types of hymen. Hymen. You can Google it afterwards. All right. So I think personally, okay, my opinion does not reflect yours, but personally, I think it's okay However, this has been a good discussion. And this is all language is about. It's not only learning grammar, it's not only learning how to write, but actually how to deliver your idea. If you don't have the proper way of processing your thoughts, you wouldn't know exactly how to convey it to other people so that it can seem very convincing, like what Fahim has done. He has changed Quraizi's idea, opinion on it. So that is basically argumentative. You argue on a certain matter, you change people's opinion on it, you kind of like persuade people to agree with your opinion. That is basically argumentative. Not you argue, but you try to change opinion. So I see that some of you have done a good job. All right, that is the third statement. Now moving on to the fourth one. It is important to follow social media influencers on social media. I repeat, it is important to follow influencers on social media. Hands up if you agree. Oh, none. None of you actually agree. Okay, last time, let me repeat the question last time. It is important to follow influencers on social media. Okay, none. Fahim agreed. A lot of you disagree. Someone please tell me why you all disagree.
Okay. Ustaz Anas. Ustaz Anas is up.
Okay, I'll choose someone then.
Yeah.
Yes, who wants to try?
Is it? Yes. Iza. Was is here. Elton.
Okay. Daniel Ashraf, are you here?
He is here. Elton.
Daniel Ashraf?
Apa pekerjaan di Papua Bumi? Semua tanya balik ni semua tak faham ke?
Okay, no. Oh yes, Daniel, you have problem with your microphone? So we have two actually agree with my statement, Fahim and Adriana. Okay, you better fix that before the speaking test starts, okay? Sarvantiran, is Sarvantiran here?
Okay, Iza.
Sarwan went to vaccine center.
Oh yeah, he texted me, I forgot. Thank you.
We have common
Do we have Nur Hikmah Ramli here?
Yes, Azrina and Ayu, they ask questions. One question only.
Wow. No one wants to give me your opinion?
I just don't think it's important. I just don't think it's
Why?
important. Why? It's mostly just the downsides of it than the upsides. So, like, most of the time they're just gonna blast you with their ads, their sponsors, and there's no point in like following them other than personal entertainment, I guess.
I see. All right. Thank you. Hazika. Yes, Hazika.
Yeah.
Any reason why you say you disagree?
I disagree because not every trend in social media we should follow because there's something that make us that something to make us make us more stress if we follow the trend very much, and that will disturb our personal life, and yeah, it will more stress to us. That's my opinion.
It disturb your personal life. How? Can you explain? I don't understand. How can it disturb your personal life?
If we follow too much the trend in social media, some people that not like us will will disturb us. For example, they will translation that will disturb our personal life and bring us down and to apa?
Okay, it's alright. We'll give it a try.
And got
Okay. Don't worry about it, but you have to practice more, okay? Especially before the test. Okay? Sorry about that. Last one before we start going to Fahim. Okay, are you here?
Okay, madam.
What's wrong with the microphone?
Cannot hear me, madam.
Very, very loud noise at the back.
My housemates do the class. They do.
Alright, okay, thank you so much. So, see, this is the problem with online learning, right? Okay, so Fahim, the only one who actually agree. We had one more just now, right, Adriana? You change your mind, Adriana? Okay, the two of you. The two of you actually agree with the statement? Why?
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay, so I wouldn't say that it's important to follow influencers, but it somehow help you in some ways. Like, as in for me, I follow some influencers for confidence. You know, like they post TikToks or pictures, any videos, like without thinking about other people's thoughts or anything. And how do I say, like, it just boosts your confidence in some ways. And like, as a person who likes to do like OOTD stuff, so I follow some influencers to watch them. Like, okay, they wear things like this, they wear things like that. You know, just like having some clue on what to wear and stuff, thinking about outfit because it's kind of important to me. You know, yeah. And some influencers are actually a successful person. You know, there's some influencers that I know personally. They started off like, you know, like Instagram Insta famous and stuff like that, and then they become an influencer. So that I wouldn't say that it's important to follow them, but in the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to follow them, you know, because it somehow it benefits you in some ways. But like I said, it's up to you. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, fine.
I agree with Adriana. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Same idea, basically.
Yes.
Right. So the rest of you who actually disagree, I think most of you have the idea that influencers are all about youngsters who are showing off their wealth.
Not really. I just don't think it's very important.
What about influencers?
Like for example, what Adriana said, I kind of agree with her, but it's not very important at the end of the day. You can build confidence other than following influencers. And they also influence your life, so hence the name influencer, like their thoughts, their opinions, any kind of opinion, like what kind of stuff they're wearing. You like some people are like crazy about those stuff. They like follow one-on-one like stands. Yeah, like stands.
But my question remains: what about influencers who are actually, for example, doctors? You know, the people who give you um, more knowledge on it. Lawyers, maybe. So these kind of people kind of like influence you on getting to know new things. Venkat, you were saying something.
Oh, I just wanted to say that most of them are just giving you misleading information and mainly building to promote their own brands. So I don't think it's really important because really most of them are just trying to promote their own brand here.
Yeah, like the ads.
Right. So going back to my question just now, what about influencers who actually influence you to do better?
If let's say lah, if you follow the influencer that they keep on study, then that's good. But most of the influencer that we know lah, if they do food review something like that, products and some videos. So I don't think it's important lah to follow them. But if it's a good thing, then we follow lah.
Okay. All right. Anything else to say? Anyone?
I would like to add my point to it. Some of them are sincere, and some of them are there just for the money. That's a difference between like your good influencer and the one that we're like disagreeing right now. Like the one you said, like the doctors and stuff. I think those are like good ones, but most of the time they're just there for the money. Like they have a lot of followers, they're gonna blast their ads, sponsors, and then yeah, good money.
Right. So at the end of the day, basically it goes down to you yourself, right? Okay. So based on what we have done, at one point you agree with other people's opinion, correct? Just like what you have said earlier, you kind of like you agree with point A. However, point B and C, which are the opposing ideas, are basically your main ideas. So that is how you do argumentative essay. Okay, we call that counter argument. If you can refer to your module page 162, we will focus more on it during week 6. But for today, for this week, I'm just going to give you an overview what exactly is argumentative. So when I teach you properly on how to do paragraphing and things like that, you know the idea. I don't want you to, try to memorize how to write it without actually understand what is it about. Okay? So when we start off, normally you kind of like, you're going to introduce the topic, definitely, right? So just like what we have had just now, let's say the example influencers. So first of all, I'm going to start off with what is an influencer actually, or what they have done, who are they, exactly what is the background of an influencer that you want to tell the reader. So that should be the introductory paragraph. Moving on, you can start with your main point first. I disagree that it is a must to follow influencers on social media because main point 1 followed by main point 2. Afterwards, you can start with your, sorry, not start, you can follow with counter argument. It is undeniably true that maybe following influencers can be good in certain ways, such as what and what. However, I think my point 1 and 2 still remain as correct because, give your reasoning, you counter back even though you agree with their idea. I hope I don't confuse you. Okay, so basically, arguing is you agree to certain opinion. What they say is true, but I still remain with my idea because what and what. Remember what I said, argumentative is basically trying to persuade your reader to change their mind. So the topics can vary. Okay, it can be very tricky, like the one, sex education and stuff. For that part, you cannot only rely on your opinion. You need something factual to back up the ideas, right? So I will give you later on what are the best ways to support your claim. What is claim? Claim is actually the one that we have had. All the statements, school uniform is no longer relevant. That is my claim. Do you agree with my claim? Most of you disagree. Some actually agree due to your own reasons. So that reason, that opinion should be supported by something concrete to help reader to say, oh yes, this is very convincing because you have the proof. So in order for you to make people feel that way, it must be strong enough. The evidence must be strong enough. If you just say, I think, but this is just my opinion, it's not strong enough. If you want to change somebody's opinion, whether it be persuasive or even argumentative, it should be strong. And your opinion should be backed up with examples. When you say, like what we have had discussed, it's not important or it's not necessary to follow what was that? To follow influencers on social media. Give me examples. For example, they have been doing this for clout. Like what have they done? Give me valid reasoning. Maybe you can give me examples of a few influencers who have had a lousy job at doing their influencing people. What have they done? Things they do for clout, things that are somehow irrational. Okay, you think that people shouldn't be following this kind of people because of this and this and this. Give me examples to make sure that, okay, what this person is saying is true because of this valid reasoning. That is argumentative. You cannot simply say A and B because that's what you feel. Give me something concrete. And of course, I know that, writing this on the spot, you cannot simply find facts on or googling it on the internet, because that would mean tempting you to copy and pasting. Because remember, if I figure out there is more than 15% of plagiarism, definitely marks will be very, very low. So in order for you to avoid that, do not take anything on the internet. Do not find any facts or statistics, even though that is very concrete. But let's not do that. Okay, try to find something else to back up your ideas. Things like your own experience, or for example, like that. Okay. So for this is week 4. Next week will be your midterm break. I don't know whether you realize that or not. Okay, next week will be Chinese New Year, your midterm break. Coming right after that, week 5 would be your listening test. Okay, if you don't remember, listening test, it's going to be done via Google form. So I will give you the link to the Google form. The link to the audio recording is also there, so you just copy the link and paste it and just listen to it and answer the questions in the form itself. Do not be scared, because you are given 1 hour, and for that 1 hour you are allowed to listen to the recording as many times as you want. And there are only 2 recordings, 20 questions. One recording, 10 questions, 20 questions altogether. That 20 questions, 1 question, 1 mark, 20% for listening test. Okay. Once you're done, once you're done, you just have to submit the form, and that's it. Okay. Remember, it's have to be submitted within 1 hour. If you submit late, I might consider decreasing your mark. Unless you have something important going on, text me about it. Okay, text me, let me know. So that will be on week 5. So on week 6, I'm going to properly teach you, show you examples of argumentative essay. Okay, and on week 7, we're gonna do the test. Week 7 will be the writing test. Okay, writing test, it's going to be done 1 hour and 30 minutes. Everything will be online, right? So whatever it is that you submit to me, I will run it through a plagiarism checker, definitely. Remember, more than 15%, very, very less mark for that, okay? If it's within 15%, I will still deduct your mark. But if it's more than 15%, please be rest assured that you are only going to be getting 5 most, 5 out of 20, okay? So that will be on week 7. 8, 9 onwards, I'm going to continue with the lesson as usual. I will be doing the test early for writing because I need a lot of time to mark it. Okay, and a lot of you definitely you want to see the marks before week 13, right? So if there's anything to be, that can help you with the marks, maybe we can sort it out later. So I need a lot of time to actually do that. I'm so sorry about doing the test a bit early. However, I think we can pull it through. Okay. So far, um, I think we have achieved what we have to achieve. I will share with you the slides regarding argumentative. So read the slides beforehand, before week 6, so that you have a better idea of how exactly the paragraphing should look like. I will share it with you within next week, I think. Okay. So for this week's, let me just do a recap first. Oh, not even 1 hour. So what we have achieved for this week is that, argumentative is basically not arguing. Okay, it's not simply arguing, but you are trying to change people's mind. And you have to do it politely and in a written form. Imagine how difficult it must be. Because even if you are talking, trying to change people's mind while talking can take a lot of time or maybe a lot of effort, depending on who you are talking to and how you are doing the talking. But imagine letting people read your piece of writing and trying to change their mind without even seeing them. That would require skills. So writing skills is very, very important here. Okay. All right. So for now, you have known what is argumentative. You have known that you need to counter argue in order to show that you are way more valid, way more convincing than the opposing idea. Okay. And at the end, you give a conclusion by providing when you are doing a conclusion, do not include new ideas, definitely, okay? But start by giving, play with emotion. Most of the time, argumentative is basically playing with emotions, kind of like persuasive. They are more or less the same. So emotion is the key, I think, in providing, in ensuring that people change their mind. I think most of you here have also been playing with emotions. Remember when you talk about sex education is not required in schools? I think some of you have been talking about it doesn't change your idea. Parents are way more suitable because they are way more closer with the kids. Isn't that somehow emotion going on there? Because you are playing with something that is a little bit more relatable to you. So if you have no idea about the facts or statistic, go for something like that. That would be a way to win the argument. Okay. All right, and I suppose that should be it for week 4. Very, very, very laid back, very easygoing. But I think you have now somehow more or less know what is argumentative. You have also more or less do that, activities on speaking a bit. Oh yes, talking about speaking. What the hell? Oh, sorry. Talking about speaking, it should be. Let me just do some recap in case you don't remember. So basically, for speaking, sorry about that. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry. Right, talking about speaking. In case you don't remember or you were not here during the first week, let me just do some recap for you regarding the speaking test. It's going to be more or less like this. It's going to be a group discussion of 4 people. We have how many of you in the group? 42. Okay, so it's going to be 10 groups. 10 groups with 8 groups with 4 students. 8 groups with 4 students, another 2 groups with 5 students. So you decide among yourself. Who is going to be having 5 per group. Okay, only 2 groups will have 5 students. So afterwards, I need you to list it down in your Telegram group. Just list down the name list, group 1, group 2, okay, and put the name list there. So those without grouping can see which group still vacant. Okay, so it's easier for them to join whichever group they think it's suitable with them. For grouping, I will definitely follow. Do you want me to follow the list, or do you want to draw lots? Which group will go first?
Draw lots.
Draw lots.
I
Okay.
think.
So Zuria voted for drawing lots. The rest of you?
Drawing lots.
Lots. Okay, we'll do it later. All right. So for today, don't worry about it. Just list down group 1 until 10. Okay, list down the name so that easier for you to start preparing. For the test itself, remember the question will be given on the day. It's going to be just like Moet. Okay, but the only difference would be for Moet, there are 2 parts, part A and B. Part A is the individual part where you have to speak alone, but there is no such thing for our speaking task. Ours would be grouping, the group part. So let's say the question is something like this. Which of these below is the most important in maintaining happiness in life? Let's say that is the question, okay? What is the most important thing in life in order for you to obtain happiness? So candidate A, let's say family. Candidate B, good career. Candidate C might be having something like friends. And candidate D, health. And if we have 5 candidates, maybe the last one will be talking about your significant others. In case you don't know what significant others is, if you're married, that would be the husband or the wife, or even the girlfriend or boyfriend. That is significant others. Okay, so you, even if you disagree with that, you still have to follow the question. Even if in your own heart you believe that family is the most important, but in the question says you are candidate C, you have to be talking about career, good career. You still have to talking about good career. You have to say that good career is the best in making sure that you are happy in life. So I will project to you the question. Okay, you are going to be given 2 minutes to prepare for the answer. Okay, 2 minutes to prepare for your reasoning, for your answer. Okay, after 2 minutes, you are going to be given 10 minutes to start the discussion. Okay, can you really understand me? Any question up so far? Okay, I hope not. Right, so let me just repeat one more time in case you somehow missed it. 2 minutes for preparation only. I will give you the question on the spot. 2 minutes you prepare for the answer, 10 minutes for the discussion. So during the discussion, you have to decide which would be the best way. So 5 candidates, right? Each one of you have your own points. So you have to discuss the points, just like what we have been doing. But just now, only agree or disagree. But this time around, you have to discuss properly. I think family is the best because family is always there with us. They have been with us since childhood. We are giving you a reason. And then followed by candidate B. Even though our family have been there with us since we are young, but friends are the one who have been with us when we are growing up, and they have been the one closest to us. You give me your reason, all these things. This is the part where you have to change people's mind. This is argumentative at one point, okay? A bit persuasive in a way because you want to persuade people to agree with your idea. Because at the end of the day, You have to decide, discuss among yourself and decide which would be the best. So at the end of the discussion, you must come to a conclusion. All right, based on the discussion, I believe we have come to a conclusion. Based on our discussion, I think we all can agree that good career is the best in maintaining our our happiness in life. What leads to that conclusion? I don't know. You decide because you are the one discussing. Who has been doing the best job in changing people's minds so that the rest of you can follow the lead, choose one at the end. Okay, so that all requires skills. And what skill? Arguing skills, the argumentative skill, persuasive skill, and definitely speaking skills. Even though this is argumentative, even though this is arguing, you gotta be polite. Okay, observe politeness. Formality is important, right? Okay, so I think that would be for your speaking test. The mark is 20%. Okay, most marks comes from you. Only a small part will come from the group, the teamwork. Okay, even though there is a mark for teamwork, but the mark comes from you and the language used. Therefore, I really want you to practice. I know that everyone has this, all these ideas in your head, but even though, let's say, you are good in the language, you are very fluent in the language, but the skill of actually delivering the idea and making sure that people agree with you is a different set of skill. Okay, you got to work on that. So that would be for your speaking test. So identify what you are lacking at, try to improve it. Any question for speaking test? Anyone? Okay, probably not now. If you do have questions, don't hesitate to ask in the group. Okay. If you need to read more on it, don't forget that I have already uploaded the required documents on Google Classroom. Okay. So I think we have achieved what we have to achieve for the week. And even though it's just 1 hour, I think it's okay for everyone. Right? I give you all time to, prepare for your listening as well. So did you do the work I gave you for last week? I hope you do. I haven't checked yet. Didn't have the time. Okay, so I'm gonna call your name for attendance. Tiffany Paya, you here?
Yes.
I have called Erin Nadia just now. Emily Pamela.
Yes, I'm here.
Vaishnavi.
Yes, I'm here.
Haziq, your friend.
Here.
Akib was here. Hakimi, Muhammad Hakimi Tamizi. Muhammad Hakimi Tamizi. Okay. Mahathir Hadi bin Arif Afandi.
Yes, madam.
I have called Hazika. Kiasatin Husna.
Okay, danke schön. So machen wir weiter.
Kiasatina Husna.
3, Teil 3.
Okay. Umaira Atira.
Bitte präsentieren Sie bitte.
Shami, Muhammad Shami Roshni.
Yes, madam.
Razrin Rohayu.
Yes, madam.
I have called Danish Farhan. Nurul Fasiha I have also called. Surya also here. Muhammad Shukri bin Joel. Okay. Muhammad Daniel Ashraf.
So now present.
Oh yes, you have to work on that problem. Okay, Daniel, for the test, I cannot do the speaking test with that broken microphone. Nur Ain Fatiha. Ain Fatiha, are you here? Probably not. Nur Hazira Sabiti. Hazira also fixed that problem.
Okay.
Nur Shakira Sobri.
Yes, madam.
Sarvantiran went for vaccine, right? Or are you here already?
He went for vaccine.
Yeah. Mary also texted me. Um, Afrinatica.
Yes, I'm here.
I have called Winsome. Clarissa. I think Clarissa I called just now, right? Adriana was here. Sharif Alfira was here. Ahmad Fahim also here. Kirtisha. Ayman Danish also here. Ahmad Danish Muzir. What's that? Danish, are you here? Danish Muzir not here, right? Kurezihan here. Rabiatul Maisara. Rabiatul Maisara.
Okay, woher kommt Ihre Family?
Okay, this wonders me a lot. Which in the list there are 42 of you, but there are a lot of absentees. Shamima Adriana.
Yeah, me.
Nur Suhaila Azman.
Yes, madam.
Hikmah Ramli.
Yes.
Izzati Cik Nordin.
Yes, madam.
Aina Farhana.
Yes.
Anik Daniel.
Yes, madam.
Sahaya Azhar. And Venkat is here. Okay, anyone who I haven't called your name but you are here?
Yes, Nisa.
So those who are not here, let me just repeat again in case you are here but you didn't hear me. Muhammad Hakimi Tarmizi, Kia Satina Husna Muhammad Nazir, Nur Ain Fatiha Muhammad Zahir, Sarvantiran went for vaccine, Mary something family problem, Ahmad Danish bin Muzir, Rabiatul Maisara Rosli. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so any question you would like to ask me before we adjourn the meeting?
No.
So far, no question.
No, miss.
Okay, everybody is excited
No,
to leave
madam.
early then. Okay, I don't see the point of, keeping students when we are done. So let's just call it a day. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good lunch. Thank you. See you all next time.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
Bye.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.